There are few things you have to keep in mind when you write your smart contract. So in this video, I will show you that how you can save gas fee. What are the changes you have to do in your smart contract so you don't need to pay high gas fee at the time of deployment your contract. Okay. So here I'm using Remix ID to show you that what you have to do. Okay. So I have simply created this file and I have done my basic setup. So let me create the contract. So I call it contract gas event. Okay. And let me show you that what I mean by this event. So when you add event in your function, you have to pay gas fee for that. So let me show you the difference with event and without event. Okay. So here you can see I'm going to create a function and I'm going to call this no event and it will have the unt a and plus b. So I'm going to pass two number into this function a and b and public return, and it's going to return c. Okay. So I want to return c, and what I will do this c a plus b. Okay, so this is the simple function which I have created and I'm not adding any kind of event into this function. Okay, it's a simple functions. Now let me quickly deploy this one and let me show you. Let me come here and let me deploy this contract. And if I go back into my terminal, here you can see this is the gas which I have paid for this. Simply copy and paste here. Okay, so I paid, like, it's a 6-figure gas fee I paid. If I'm going to add event into this function, I will pay higher gas fee. So let's come here, let's create another function, and this is the same function I have, and I'm going to add an event. So I will call it result. It will have UNTC. Okay, and I'm going to add that event into this function. So let me add that, and I want to emit that event C. Okay, so this is the simple event I have included into this function. So when I will deploy this contract, you will find that I'm paying a little higher amount of gas fee. Okay, simple function. Now let's come and deploy that, and here I have it. Simply copy and paste here. And here you can see the amount of gas I paid for deploying this contract, this piece of function, is 18. Okay, in the previous one without event I paid 16, and here I'm paying 18. So you can see that there is a difference between the gas with event and without event. So whenever you add event into your smart contract in the function, if it's important then only add, otherwise don't add it. Because if you're going to deploy the smart contract on Ethereum blockchain, you have to pay like a lot of money because Ethereum price is really high. So that's the thing you have to keep in mind. Now let me show you the other example. So let me show you one more example. So I'm going to take this contract and I'm going to call this byte X. Okay, and the concept I want to clarify here is that why you should use byte instead of string. Okay, you will see the difference when we're going to deploy this contract. So here I'm going to give this comment, use byte. Okay, I'm going to give this function and I will call public return, and we want to return the string. So string memory, and we're going to return a hello world. Okay, so this is the simple function. We try to return only hello world. So let's come here and let's try to deploy this one. So let's bring the terminal up and let's deploy this contract. And if I come here, if I open the logs, and here you can see this is the gas I have paid. So let me paste here. And this is the amount actually I have paid when I use this string instead of byte. Okay, so 15, 31 and 06. So this is the exact amount of gas I have paid. Now let's use byte. Okay, so we'll take a function and we'll call use byte. Again, public return, and it's going to return a. Okay, so byte 32 a, and here we go to pass the same string hello world. Okay, so that's the simple function. We are using byte instead of string, and don't need to worry about this errors. And now we simply deploy this contract. So deploy, and here we have the logs, copy and paste. And here you can see the difference, that how less we are paying when we are using byte 32 instead of string. Okay, so just imagine that you have a lot of string data in your smart contract, so you are paying way too much. Try to replace all the bytes with string, and in that way you can easily able to save a lot of gas fee. Okay, so these are the couple of example I wanted to show to all of you, that these are the things you have to keep in mind when you write your smart contract. Now let me give you one more example. So let me do this contract, and this time I'm going to assert. Okay, so I believe that you guys are familiar with this keyword. So when we want to do certain check in our smart contract, so we have a required, we have assert. Okay, so let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to take this function and it will say is assert, and it will take UNTB, and we want to take it public returns, and we want to return simply UNTC. Okay, so this is this very simple function, and here I want to do a check. So instead of require, I'm going to use this assert. Okay, so if I use this assert, you will see the difference. So here what I will do this simple check. Okay, a plus b is not equal to 0. So this is the simple check I want to do, and then if it's true, then I want to simply pass to C. Okay, so simple function. Now let me deploy this one and let me show you how much gas fee we are paying for this. So let's open the logs and simply copy the gas fee and paste here. And when I deploy this contract, as you can see, this is the amount I have paid for deploying this contract. Okay, 1869.39 30, sorry. And let's call this function. So here I'm going to pass 4 and 8. So this is the two integer I'm passing into this function. And if I call the function, you can see the amount I paid for this is this 25.87.1. Okay, the first one is for the deployment and the second one is for the function call. So that's the amount we paid when we use assert. But instead of assert, if we use required, then you will see the difference. So we'll take the same thing, public return, and we want to return C. Okay, and we'll say required a plus b is not equal to 0, simple check, and then we are doing the same thing what we have done above. Okay, and now let's deploy this contract, and you will see that we are paying less here. If we deploy here, and if I simply copy and paste here the gas amount, and the amount we have paid is this 17, but in the previous function we paid 18, so you save close to 1000 way. That's why it's important that you have to use require instead of assert, and in this way you can easily able to save money. And if I call the function, you can see I've been paying the exact amount when I'm calling the function because both are integer, so there is no difference in that. But at the time of deployment, you have to keep this thing in mind, that when you have to use assert, when you have to use required. So these are the couple of things you have to keep in mind when you want to reduce the gas fee, because many of you guys were asking me in the comment that how to optimize for the gas. Okay, so altogether there are 13 ways in which you can easily able to optimize your smart contract, so you can have to pay a less gas fee. So I'm not going to cover all of these here. I've given you the 3 examples, but I have a complete tutorial already on my YouTube channel, so I will link this video in the I button or the description so you can watch. In this I've explained everything, all the 13 methods which you can utilize it and check by yourself. Okay, in that I have explained that how you can optimize, how you have to place the functions, how you have to define the struct. So that's all I have explained already in this, so make sure to watch it. So that's the only thing. If you're new to my channel, hit like and subscribe. That will motivate me a lot to come up with this video. So see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.